Hey guys, welcome back to my journey learning English. Okay, well, today is something that you might really be using in a real life. Like, after your graduation, you start looking for a job and you land on a job and you have your first interview. Well, for those who never had an interview before, I think this will might you in a way. And I'll be sharing about my interview experiences during the past years. So yeah. Well, to start off, in interview, when you go, you have to look a bit professional. You can just go with a. You have to look at least a professional suit and tie if you can, or without a suit, just a tie, but you have to look proper anyway. Both girls and boys, of course. Everyone should make them look good so that first impression is the best thing during the interviews, and after you get a job, it's a different matter. That's for me. Okay, so the first question that you will get to ask, most of the company will ask about yourself. You have to explain what you did during your studies in your bachelor, master, or PhD, whatever you were doing in the past months before you start applying for the job. And the second question is about your strength, what you are good at, something like that. And the third question is a trick question that you will get to ask about your weakness. Well, the weakness is like, it's not something bad about yourself. Like, for example, you're lazy, you're sometimes, how to say, you take time to prepare yourself in the morning, something like that, but not those. But the weakness should be actually about your strength, but it's something that really too good to be true. Like, for example, being a perfectionist, wants to make everything perfect. Sometimes people get annoyed by you being a perfectionist, So something like that. It should be a strength, but you have to turn that strength into a weakness. Not your real weakness that are you shy to go talk to new people and stuff. Not that, okay? But weakness actually means in your job interview is like your strength. So yeah, I know it's really messed up. And they will ask you about your uniqueness. What's that thing about you that makes you special or makes you unique, something like that. And they will talk about things that are not in a resume. Of course, you can't write everything in your resume. You will at least have to list out some points. And they would ask you that you could actually handle pressure, you could work under pressure and stuff. And also in some companies that you have to go to lots of places. Are you okay with relocation or something like that, blah blah blah. Yeah, you get to ask those things. And okay, for those who are going for a new job and you have your past ones, and they will ask you like, why did you leave your last job? What happened? Something like that. Did you get fired, or did you just quit, or you just found something that is most suited for you? Something like that. I in my experience, I never seen a question that are you overqualified for this job? But yeah, there are sometimes when you work in a company for probably around 10 years and you have that really high position and you go for a job at lower ones, and those companies would ask you about those questions like, don't you think you're overqualified for this kind of position? Something like that. Yeah. Well, most of the time for that, and maybe they will ask you about some question in your resume, like for example, if you put something that you achieved in, it could be in your studies while you were a student, or it could be in your last job that you achieved a really good, whatever the name is, but yeah, you have to actually explain about that. Well, I think those are the main questions that you get to ask during your, years of, your job interviews. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna experience on interviews, well, I did lots of interviews during 2018. No. Is it? Yeah, 2018. I got lots of job interviews.
Yeah!
But I got lucky to land on a really, not a good job, but it's okay. It's like a family business, like 20 to 30 people in a company. It's a really small business though. But then yeah. Well, first off, I'll talk about that experience in that company first, then the rest could follow later. But when it's an energy company that it's like a selling of lots of brands, lights, all eco stuffs. Yeah. So I applied for a sales engineer position, and they actually didn't look at my not my resume. They looked at my resume, but they didn't look at my transcript. They said my interviewer said transcript doesn't matter in a real life. It's just a piece of paper, but your work experience matters the most, and your first impression. I was like, I didn't have any experience. I'm like, okay, what should I do? He said, be you. I'm like, be me, it's not gonna work here, hello, something like that. So yeah, well, he started asking me lots of questions about myself and what I did and what I enjoyed doing. So I just go on blah 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 all about myself, the first impression is the good things. I have to explain what I did, what I don't like, what I, things like that. And he didn't give me any task to complete during the interviews, but some companies actually had an exams. Lots of exams, before I joined that company to work as an intern, I had 3 different companies. They are actually internationally known, you can say. They had lots of tests, not lots, but really big question tests. But since I study engineering, they asked me something related to engineering, what I studied before, just a little bit advanced, and they would ask me to take the test, and I have to explain them after taking the test why I answer it like that, and they would evaluate me on that. And that's the knowledge part. The interview part is actually about your speaking. You have to speak clearly, and understanding. Don't use a really, super advanced words. You don't actually have to. You just have to. I could say intermediate words or intermediate skills. Don't go too basic because it's really bad for your impression, and don't go too high because they think that it's like you're overdoing it. So just between that medium state, wherever it's called, I think it's called intermediate level, right? Yeah. Don't go too advanced or don't go too basic. Yeah. It's true that you have to show off yourself, but don't overdo that. That really doesn't look good on you, actually. They might not say, but yeah. I mean, I feel their aura showing that, yeah, you're doing too much. Something like that. I did once. My first interview was I overdid it. And I feel like, yeah, I'm not so gonna get a second interview. Yeah. So yeah, my experience, I did have a lot of interviews, lots of things that I do. I mean, like, I'm an outgoing person. I can't stay at home like this, like, you know. So I try to apply for lots of. It's like instead of playing game, I start shooting resumes everywhere. So like it's like playing games. So yeah, I did those things, and yeah, some things like those. Well, I'll post the general questions and a link that I actually practice before every interview. You know, before I go to any interviews. They are really good tips, and I feel like this website helps me a lot. I prepared all my interview questions and answers in this website. It's called Balanced Career. I'm not sure you guys can see it here. I hate the background, but yeah, sorry. I think this is much better. Yeah. Well, I'll post the questions and some of the questions and the link so that you could actually go check it out. So yeah, I think this is enough for this video, and see you guys in the next one. I hope this video helps you in many ways. You know, especially for those who never had an experience doing, experience in having an interview before. That would be really great. And please do share your experiences anywhere in my comment or something like that. So, thank you. Bye.